Let's focus on the drawings of inventory and non-inventory. Okay, so I'm going to start with the drawings of inventory, and thereafter I'm going to show you how to deal with the drawings of non-inventory. Okay, now if you check here, we have got transition number one. The owner took inventory with an original price of 3,500 for own use. Okay. So the fact that the owner took something for own use, it means automatically I've got an account called drawings, and that account need to be classified. So first, I'm going to say drawings because the owner took something for own use. Can you see now? And I must also tell that drawings are owner's equity, and the owner's equities increase on the credit side. So on the credit side, but the drawings, because it's a negative owner's equity, it will increase on the debit side. Can you see now? But at the moment, we know that the drawings are owner's equity, and owner's equity is increasing. That's the first thing that I need to do to analyze. Okay, so when I analyze like this, obviously I must ask myself, what did the owner take? He took trading inventory. Obviously, the other account will be trading inventory, and obviously, because the owner is taking that inventory, the inventory is going down. It means the inventory is an asset, and then an asset increase on the debit side. But in this case, the owner took that inventory. That's why the inventory is decreasing. Are we together? So you must understand this. So now, immediately after doing this, you need to make sure that you check the rules. Okay, if you check the rules, let's start with the drawings. Drawings, it is in this box. So in this box, we said the drawings is increasing, meaning it's going up. Under which side? On the debit side. So it means I must come and show the debit side. Okay, I must come and show the debit next to drawings. So drawings, I'm gonna show the debit on this next to it. Can you see now? It means it must be debited because I checked there. The same applies to what? Trading stock. We said trading stock is an asset. I go to the box where I see an asset, as you can see, but we said that asset is decreasing. The arrow that goes down is on the credit side. Okay, so it means I must come here and just put it on the credit side. Can you see how easy is that? So again, immediately when you know one account, the other account will always be on the opposite side. Just check. Debit, credit. So if you know one account, the other one is solved. We call this double entry system or double entry accounting. So you must always check this. Okay. The minute you do this, I'm telling you, you will be able to understand. But let's go back to transaction number one because I'm analyzing transaction number one. So if you look at the transaction number one, you can see that they gave you the cost price. Next time, they will give you the cost price and the selling price. Please make sure that you disregard selling price because we did not sell to the owner. So if you use the selling price that they gave you, it means we sold to the owner. We did not. The owner just took it and he can only take it at a cost. So if they give you in the future, they give you the cost price together with the selling price, please disregard selling price. Ignore selling price. Don't even say selling price minus cost price because this thing has been happening in the future. You must not do those calculations. Only give preference to the original cost price. We only record trading inventory as drawings at a cost. Always at a cost. Okay, so make sure that you know that. Now we must come and record. Remember, I'm recording transition number one. I'm just going to write one there to show that I'm recording transition number one. And that transition number one, and then the journal, you will see by the time when we deal with the journals, it's going to be what you call the general journal. So if it doesn't make sense at the moment, don't worry. And the question is, between the two, which account has been debited? Obviously, drawings have been debited. So I'm going to go and put drawings on the debit side. Can you see now? I'll put drawings on the debit side. And immediately, obviously, the trading stock will go to the credit side. Can you see now? So we must make sure that we do that. So make sure that at all time you do the right thing. Okay, I'm gonna put it on the credit side. I'm controlled by what I've analyzed. Can you see now? This is the first thing that I need to do. But now I must go and check. Remember, I need to check whether it must affect assets, owner's equity, or liability. So remember, I see here owner's equity. Obviously, it will affect owner's equity. Or I know drawings will always affect what? Owner's equity. So I know I'm going to record under owner's equity. Here I've got asset. Asset is going to affect assets. So I don't have what? Liability here. That's why I put 0. So that will always help you. Remember, you can only come to the owner's equity if you see only the things that I put here. If you don't see them, do not record. Do not think about owner's equity. We only think about the owner's equity when we see only this. But when I check at this pool, I can see that I've got owner's equity. I can see drawings. So drawings is one of them. Now I know. And already I know that drawings, when they increase, will have the negative impact. Already I know the answer. So what I'm trying to say, always check this information. Now, let's go and record. I advised you. You are not compelled by law. I won't take you to court. I'm not saying you must start with the assets. But for me, from my past experience, I think you believe in men of my caliber. I always, give you the right thing. So from my past experience, when I start with the assets, my life will be easy. It will feel like soft life. I think you all know the soft life. So it means I will always start with the assets, and assets will always give me the answer for the other one, like I said before. So now let's check. Asset is decreasing. So I just have to go to the assets and go and plus. I'm going to say plus what? The amount of 3,500. Remember, I'm still dealing with the transaction number. Not plus. Sorry, not plus. Minus. Sorry, I made a mistake. So minus 3,500 because the assets are decreasing. So I say minus 3,500. Remember I said immediately when you're writing exam, the minute you say minus 3,500, already you know what to write here. You just have to copy and paste. Remember, as long as you affect assets and one of the two, the signs will always be the same. So already I know the answer is minus 3.5. So, but I'm not going to do that. I also want to understand why. I came here to the assets because of this account, because I see an asset. Now let's look at the drawings. Drawings and owner's equity. So I will come to the owner's equity. Can you see now? And if you can check here, drawings have got the negative impact on owner's equity. So I'm just going to come here and put what? Minus 3,500. Can you see how easy is that? Just like that. So I know if I've got a minus here, I must have a minus here. Even if I came here, I will still have a minus. As long as you affect assets and one of the two, the assets will always influence the other one. You just have to copy and paste. Remember, you only use these signs that I put here only if these things are increasing, only if they are increasing, because people are going to make a mistake. So this groups minus only if they are increasing. Let me just write it the way I said. Only when they increase. Only when they increase is then that you can apply that. So it means if one of them here, you set increase here, one of them here, it means you're going to do the opposite. They won't have this. If the as a capital is decreasing, you're going to have a minus. So this is only when they increase, make sure that you have this impact, like I said here. Now, I hope it makes sense. Okay? So let me go to transaction number 2 and analyze. Let's see how does it go. When it comes to transaction number 2, if you check, the owner again took, but now the owner office furniture. You need to be careful. The owner took office furniture. So most people say, okay, the owner took, he always takes what? The trading inventory. So the two accounts for this one, I'm going to write them down here. The two accounts, the first one is going to be obviously drawings, because the owner took something for own use. I'm going to write it down now. The owner took, I'm analyzing transaction number 2. So I'm going to have drawings once again. And then obviously drawings are what? Owner's equity. As you can see, the drawings are owner's equities, and then the drawings are increasing at the same time. So I'm going to have something like this. They are increasing at the same time. But now the owner took what? The owner took office furniture. I'm going to write office furniture. So the office furniture is an asset. And then obviously the asset is decreasing because the owner took it. Can you see now? So you need to understand how does it go. So now the drawing is similar, but it's just that you need to know the right accounts. So again, you must check drawings increase on the which side? The drawings increase on the debit side. That is a rule. I think you know by now. And then obviously the assets will decrease on the credit side. You see, on the credit side here. So you need to check this on the credit side. So make sure you understand this. So now we must go and check the rules. The first one, drawings increase. Check the drawings, check the row that goes up on the debit side. Office furniture, asset decrease, asset is here, decrease on the credit side. Just check the arrow. This arrow means decrease, this one means increase. So whatever you wrote here, just go to that box, check the arrow that goes up or down according to what you wrote there, and then thereafter you just put your size. So for transaction number 2, I'm still going to have this is number 2. I'm still going to have drawings. Can you see like this? But now I have what? An account called furniture. You see, I come here and say furniture. Can you see now? And thereafter, that furniture, at the end of the day, I need to go and check. Drawings will affect owner's equity. Assets will affect assets. Still, I've got what? I've got no liability. So I'm not going to write anything under liabilities. I just put 0 so that I cannot make a mistake. Okay? Now, let's check. Remember, I told you I prefer to start with the assets. My assets are decreasing. So I'm going to come here and decrease my assets by how much? I'm going to decrease them by 5,000. Can you see now? And obviously, I know that if I put minus 5,000, I must also put minus 5,000 there under the other column. It's a fact. But again, I can still go and check because I see drawings. Drawings affect owner's equity. How? They affect them negatively. Can you see now? The drawings affect them negatively. That's why I wrote minus here. So that is how to deal with what? With these 2 transactions in the perpetual inventory system. But the question is, what if the transactions were under periodic? So I'm still going to have the same thing here for the first transaction. Can you see that? For the first transaction, I'm still going to have the same thing there, but I'm going to tell you about the change. So I'm going to come here. I'm still going to have the same account so far, but this account, can you see now? This one, trading stock, because we're using periodic, it will be called purchases. So I just want you to see the account that is changing. So now it means under periodic, the trading inventory is called what? Purchases. And then now purchases are what? Are expenses. So you must know that. Remember, the reason why we do this, because remember, under periodic, the cost of sales can only be calculated when we sell at the end of the period. So under periodic, instead of say trading stock, we say purchases. And the purchases are what? Expenses. Remember, the purchases will be used to calculate the cost of sales at a later stage, but I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay. But the question is, obviously, the size will remain the same. We're still going to have the debit when it comes to what? When it comes to the drawings, it won't change anything there. I'm going to have something like this, debit here. Can you see now? And I'm going to have what? Credit for the other one. Can you see? Just like that. I'm going to have credit just like that. Can you see how easy is this? I'm going to have a credit just like this. So this is how you deal with it. So be careful. Check. Let me go. See, under perpetual, we call stock trading stock, but under periodic, we don't call it what? Stock. We put it in the purchases account, and the purchases account are going to be used to calculate cost of sales at a later stage, but they are classified as expenses. Can you see now? But it doesn't change the fact that these expenses are decreasing, because remember, we know deep down here is where we put the stock. So if the owner took stock, meaning the purchases went down, that's why we say decrease at the same time. Can you see now? So again, you can also check expenses. As you can see, expenses are here. They decrease. They go down on the credit side. Can you see now? So the trading inventory becomes becomes purchases under periodic system. Can you see now? This is what I want you to know. So make sure that you remember this. Now let's go and check. Remember, I told you, you need to check what to affect. So remember those things that I usually wrote. I'm going to use the same thing here. Can you see now? So all these things, bear in mind, you must check them. Let's go and check now. I'm going to check. Don't be in a hurry, just check. We've got drawings. Drawings obviously affect what? Owner's equity. We know that we're going to record under owner's equity. Can you see now? Because of what? Drawings. Now we have got purchases, which are expenses. If I check, if you go up there, expenses, check. Expenses also come to the owner's equity. So I've got drawings and expenses, which will come to the owner's equity. So it means I know that I'm only going to record under what? Under owner's equity, because I see drawings. Again, under owner's equity, because I see expenses. So it means I'm just going to put 0 here under assets, and also put 0 under owner's equity, not under what? Liabilities, because I don't have them. Can you see how do I use this? Because these two accounts only tell me to come what? They only tell me to come to the owner's equity. Can you see now? So without wasting time, let's say this was the transaction number 1. I'm going to write 1 here, and then obviously this type of a transaction goes to the GJ, like I said before, and then obviously here the first account that I'm going to debit is going to be drawings, and then after drawings, obviously I'm going to put purchases there. Now, just easy like that, easy like silver. As you can see, I'm so easy, man. I'm so easy, guys. I'm so easy. So thank you very much, guys, for subscribing. Please encourage others to subscribe so that I can put more, just spread. You've got nothing to lose when it comes to sharing. Please like, and then you don't even like my videos, and then you've got nothing to lose. Just like if you don't even like it, please, can you do that? Or maybe I must reduce the content now. I must reduce the number of videos that I put, because people I don't even say pay. I say please like, share, comment if you can. So please do that. Okay. Now we do that. Okay. Now we know. Okay, let's go and check. So now the first account, can you see now? I always start with the one that will increase something. Okay. Now it doesn't matter already if I know that I'm coming to the owner's equity. As long as you affect one column, just know that the signs will always be plus minus. Plus minus. If I affect assets only, plus minus. I affect owner's equity only, plus minus. I affect liabilities only, plus minus. But I know the answer already. But let's see, how does that plus minus come? Okay, let me explain. Let me start with the purchases. We know that purchases are expenses. Remember I said expenses, for example, have got a negative impact. Let me just write it down. Have got a negative impact. But remember I said, you say if they increase, when the expenses increase, they've got what? A negative impact. But at the moment, the expense is not increasing, it's decreasing. Meaning this will have a positive impact. Remember, I did write on top there. It will have what? A positive impact. Positive, how much was the amount there? The amount was 3,500. It's going to be positive 3,500. This positive is because of the expense is decreasing. Be careful. Only if this expense was increasing, it will have a negative impact. But because now the expense is decreasing, I do the opposite. Remember on top, I told you, you only use these. Remember, I wrote them here. You only do this when they are increasing. But the minute they do not increase, they decrease. You will do the opposite of what I wrote here. So make sure that you remember how to do that. Okay, so that's why here, because the expense is decreasing, instead of having a negative impact, I'm going to have a positive impact. But by nature, it has got a negative impact. Now, the drawings are increasing. Remember, because the drawings are increasing, they will have what? A negative impact. So it means I must come here and just write plus minus under the same. I'm going to say minus. You can only say plus minus 3.5, but you can write it twice. I prefer to write it again. Unless if you want to save your ink. Can you see now? So that's why I've got plus or minus. I had this plus because of the expenses decreasing. I had this minus because the drawings are increasing. Please practice to make sure that it makes sense. But to save time, the minute you see yourself affecting only one column, just go and put plus and minus like this. Even if, let's say I was here and I had to affect one column, put plus and minus. If I was affecting assets only, put plus or minus. So because they both affect owner's equity, don't waste time. Go and say plus, minus. I hope it makes sense. When it comes to transition number 2, remember the inventory systems, perpetual and periodic, only have got something to do with trading inventory. If there's no trading inventory, it won't change. So even this one under periodic, this one will remain the same. It won't change. Can you see now? I'm just going to take it as it is. So for transition number 2, I'm still going to have the same thing like this. It won't change. Can you see now? It won't change the way it was. So the system, the inventory systems only affect what? They only affect the inventory only. If you are not talking about any inventory, it doesn't matter on the system. Just go and write. It doesn't matter. Everything will remain the same. So here I'm still going to have minus. Sorry, I'm gonna have what minus 5,000. Okay, gonna have minus 5,000. Sorry, let me just, system is a bit slow. Minus 5,000, and then I'm gonna have minus 5,000 here. Can you see now? It doesn't change because this has got nothing to do with the inventory system. So inventory system only has got something to do with inventory. If you're not talking about the inventory, it means the figures that you're going to disclose under the relevant system won't change. So this one will not change at all. As you can see, like what I did here. Okay, so make sure that you know how to do that. So this is how you were supposed to approach the question, and good luck for everything, guys. Remember, practice makes perfect. Have a nice one. Please do not forget to subscribe. Please share with your friends and family so that we can grow the channel. Remember, it will also help even your child, and so after 10 years, videos will still be there. So make sure that you subscribe, guys. Please like, because like helps to grow. If I grow, you grow. You know that.